appear to be anti-business. Business coming in Livera, you demonstrating. Business coming in St. David's, you demonstrating. Everything that the poor man will inherit, everything that smell development, you opposing it. And election day, you come into these people and ask for support. That is why you will always get 50-0, because you're demonstrating poor judgment. The teachers, how you do this thing? Why you sitting on those children education? Why you kneeling on the children education? You call them you allow them to come to school. You allow the parents to pay the bus, prepare the lunch, prepare the uniform. And when they reach the school, you say, no school, go back home. You don't care if vehicle bongs them on the road. You don't care if they run away. How dare you behave like that to the leaders of tomorrow? Instead of teaching them the golden rule. Prepare leaders for tomorrow. You kneeling on the education because you want to get at Kit Mitchell. Some people genuinely, some teachers genuinely struggle for bread and butter. But those, the majority demonstrating, the whole life, the whole idea, the whole action is infested in politics. You're feeling the political vibes. You're feeling the hatred for the government. You're feeling the hatred for the NNP. You're feeling the hatred for the Prime Minister. And they move from vex to hate. And that's a bad position. That's a bad position. When you move from vex, you vex, yes. But when you move from vex to hate, you cannot think. Hatred poisons your soul of every human being.
You realize I ain't saying nothing, eh? There's a reason. I want to tell you why I ain't saying it. Because my camera not working. Your camera working, Richard camera working.
Oh, that's good.
So my camera not working. And I know the camera not working because I look coming out, you're green and I'm blue. So the camera, the revolution must just knock out the blue.
Don't thinking like that, caller.
Yeah, so I don't know. My camera is just not up and running. I'll have to fix this. I don't know. I probably need to get another system and deal with that.
Andre, I need to ask you a question.
Today you could ask me any questions and I promise you I'll answer.
Yes, Andre. You think if the teachers want to light the candle, nobody prevent them from lighting the candle in the night. But what they go in front of the Prime Minister residence to do? I mean, how you could? I mean, this is provocation. That is when you want confrontation. Then once you realize you don't get sympathy from the parents, you don't get sympathy from the church, you don't get sympathy from the majority of civil servants.
I'm sorry he wasn't there.
What, suppose the man was there and he pulled a pistol? What would happen?
No, he wouldn't do that. No. You don't know Keith Mitchell. He would have do so. Put on our short pants and put on his loafers and maybe throw a t-shirt on his shoulder.
And confront them?
And come down and check them and say, well, what's the vibes?
But how you know, suppose you go in the man's house, you know?
No, he would have come
suppose down. How you know Keith Mitchell won't pull a pistol?
Don't pull him down. He coming down. He puts it on one of them pants and he making sure it's a tight one and pull on his loafers, throw a t-shirt on his shoulder and come down and say, what you seen? And then you had to call on him, bring some water for me. And check them and just give them some bottles of water and say, watch, I will see all you are going back up there as some cricket to go and watch IPL showing.
But you see that kind of confrontation, that provocation, you're going to end up too far. I remember once, Michael Baptiste, the people in Victoria had problem with their toilet. Michael Baptiste go up there and ask the people in a meeting to throw the feces in the minister veranda. A lot of NDC clap. I said, look, this thing is not a good thing. You start here with human feces. It might end up with bottle and stone, and then it might end up with guns and bombs because you started it. And then at one time, Chester Humphrey took off the current around Christmas time, and a few people meat spoiled in Victoria. Those NNP leave Victoria, take bus, and they go in Chester Humphrey home and they throw the old meat in the man veranda. Trading and doing from the Prime Minister resident. What you going to do there? You could light your candle anyway. What? That is sheer provocation. And they realize they're not getting sympathy. More teachers we got? About 2005? Somewhere around. 2005 teachers. You can get 500 teachers coming out and support your cause. If your cause is so worthy, so genuine, if the timing
is proper,
is so right, how come the men of God they're saying, hey, I'm on the side of the teachers. They deserve that money right now. How come the church don't stand up with them? If your case is a moral case, if your position is of high moral value, why is it the men of God don't stand up with you? Why is it the parent of those teachers who's suffering don't stand not on your side? Because a handful of you all who develop that hatred, not only for the party, but for Keith Mitchell. That is your problem. Hatred poisons the soul of a human being.
What's you mean? You talking about all of this, yeah? How come Mr. Stuck in the Past, what's his name again?
Andre Lewis.
How come he in do something so okay fine in solidarity with the teachers and quality forces? How come he didn't do that? How come the person who's the president of the Public Workers Union? Who's that?
Mason.
Mason?
Yes, George Mason.
George Mason. Public Workers?
Is that PRA?
Public Workers Union, you sure? No.
I think, who's it?
No, George Mason would not be Public Workers.
What union is he support?
There's another union. George Mason, who's married to Eugenie from St. David's.
Yeah, he from where?
He lives in St. David's.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. That is, I'm talking public workers, you know. Like civil servants.
Yeah, okay. Somebody will give you that name.
Somebody calling you to correct you, the KB. First they know you're wrong. Yes, correct him.
Brian Grant is president.
Brian Grant.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir.
Mason.
Yeah.
Mason. Which one is Mason?
Mason is another thingy. Yeah. Thanks, Francis. Mason is another union. Their office is around by where Peggy Nesfield lives there. Yeah. Somewhere in that alley coming from Green Street. The alley coming down, that road coming down there. Right next to Marisha House. Around there. That's where his office is, I think. So in any event, I'm saying to you, KB, people ain't stupid. Even the teachers themselves, they're not stupid. They understand and they know. KB, you know when you start to do something, and you're ashamed to just realize what you lose and time to stop, but you do stopping, that's what happened right now.
That's why
even Mr. Bartholomew. Let me tell you something, I spoke to a young lady from St. David's, and what she said to me, KB, was utterly amazing. She said, me about Bartholomew. I said, what do you mean? The guy from St. David's, you from St. David's, think to me? And I don't send me child in no school where he teaching. I'm like, what? But he like to beat people children? Mm-hmm. I don't send me child in, he go abuse me child. I'm like, okay, let me stop right here. I didn't plan to say it, but then I had to say it. So even the parents, they're not on the side of Bartholomew because they don't think that he's the best person.
Yeah, judgment.
And his judgment is bad.
Very, very bad.
You know, you should not, right? You should not get into something. You just get into something. You ain't sit down and study the thing and realize your different plays and realize whether or not the person before you was on the correct track or was on the right path. No, you get in, use the president.
Blah, blah, blah. He lacked diplomatic finesse.
Yes,
He
you
lacked
didn't do something.
diplomatic
Okay, fine.
finesse.
You had to do something. Go to the government negotiators and say, hey, here's what's going on. I'm new.
Yes.
I've been listening, but I'm here now. So let me study a couple of things. Let me get some things together, and I'm going to come back at you. But when I come back at you, we have to find a solution to this problem.
Okay. Of course, that's
But
leadership.
no, you get in and you start.
He will earn people respect.
Oh, you mean? And you have to make big. This guy, he can make big headlines with this thing and say, look, I am going to the negotiators. I'm telling them we have to start this thing afresh and we have to get this thing solved in 2 weeks.
Case for the crown.
Case for the crown.
But somebody giving him wrong good advice.
Well, yeah, because the other, you see, what happened, KB, is this. The leadership never left.
What do you mean by that? Somebody ruling from the back?
No, they do from the back. The leadership never left. He's just a figurehead.
The attitude remained the same. And
Have you ever let me put somebody on the spot.
Same mode of operation.
Let me put somebody on the spot. Oh, George Mason is Commercial and Industrial Workers Union.
yeah.
Yeah. That is what somebody saying, but I ain't gonna say the last part of what the person saying. Good morning, good afternoon, sir. In any event, you see that person just tripped me there. I was telling you something, Kevin. What was it I was saying again? Richard, what was the last thing I said? What's the last thing I said, Kevin? Jail, that one just tripped me there because it's a laugh I get there, you know, with that union there. But in any event, yeah, if you realize, which is what I said before, but just to reiterate. Oh, I was asking you about LL. When's the last time you spoke to LL?
Last night we just say hello. We don't have no.
Last night?
Yes, we just have no kind of.
No, but you need to speak to LL. Because I am sure that LL understands this thing and knows this thing and realizes that it doesn't make any sense. Because how could it make sense, honestly? When a man tell you, yo, yes, I owe you.
But I broke.
Yes, I will pay you, but I ain't have no money.
And you know that.
You know that. Eh? The man show you all the bank accounts, everything. He have no money. But you still
want your pound of flesh.
Not just want your pound of flesh. You go to court. So here what happened to the man now. The man had to do so. He do have money. Eh? He do have money. So is either he borrow money from somebody and get a lawyer, or you go and throw yourself at the mercy of the court, you know, and say, Your Worship, I know I owe the man, but I don't have money to pay the man. And I promise him that as soon as I do something, I get the money, and I expecting, things to be better for me at the end of the year. So, Your Honor, I throw myself at your mercy. I will pay the man. What the court going to say? What will the court say? The court go lock up the man?
Give him time to
Of
pay.
course.
Give him time to
The
pay.
court might speak very, very stern.
Yeah, give him time to pay.
But the court will not throw the man to jail.
Give him time
because
to
the
pay.
man has a record of paying you.
Exactly.
Even when other people promised to pay you and they wasn't there, the man still pay you.
We do bad pay. We do bad
Christ.
pay. Let me say, KP, how you do have money? And he give Gonzalez a million?
Yeah.
How you do have money? And if he put 100, put $1 million on the airport? I said, look at these people. You don't have money and he wasting money with the money? I said, but listen, understand your reason. Understand your reason. Understand who you want to get it. Once poor people get something, certain section in this population just vex. Once poor people benefiting, you want us to close the airport? You could close your airport. That is our economic gateway, our security, that is everything.
But hold on. I'm glad you go down by the airport there. And I will use what you just say and tie it in. No, you hear this, eh? You don't want him to give the airport $1 million. right? So that the airport could function. You don't want him to, and as he said, based on what it is, for a while, they might have to constantly be giving the airport some money, otherwise it can't function, right? You don't want that. But you still don't want Suarez and his partner and them
to privatize
to run the airport. If them running the airport, he don't have to give them no money, He go have $1 million to give you,
Yeah, but KB.
You understand? I cannot understand. Hold on, I ain't finished yet, KB. Government did some decide, boy, watch. We need to take back that WRB thing. Because that thing ain't working on. That is not in our best interest. No. Government can't do nothing. Leave it privatized.
It's better in private hands.
Airport, no. The Grand Lake is ours, is we neighbor string to, That is ours,
Just as the airport.
Airport, no. No. You can't privatize the government at all.
It's better in government hands.
Border.
You do you damn.
You don't do your damn,
Damn. I tell you, those who hate Dr. Mitchell with a passion will never change. Those who love him with a passion, they will also stick with him. Politics, some people love you with a passion, some people hate you with a passion. You have to live with it. You have to tolerate that. Leadership, tolerate opposing views. Is there any time the Prime Minister reneged on any promise made to those teachers? Is any time?
But KB, it's only January to know that the government is winning.
Yes, but what is bad? Some people poison those teachers' mind, some of them teachers' mind, and say, hey, he might pay it in December, but he would not give you the retroactive payment. I said, no, that is not Dr. Mitchell. That is not Dr. Mitchell. Oh, he will pay you.
He made a promise.
He'll pay
Yeah.
you. And how do you expect somebody who is as savvy and smart as Dr. Mitchell to go into an election owing teachers? Something had to be wrong with it. They not the real Kid Mitchell. If these people should know they're getting their money before election, I don't understand how they could be so dumb. So Kid Mitchell go in an election and owe all his teachers money?
Like, yeah, right.
Like Kid Mitchell don't have sense again? He get a better?
But he had to?
It can. Oh no, well, we had to bring him by Donovan. If Dr. Mitchell will go into an election owing teachers, something had to be wrong with him. They must know they go get the money this year.
And they're getting all.
They're getting all. We don't owe them 1 cent, And we paying them every cent. Election coming, we go, oh, Ali, what wrong with that? What wrong with that? You think we don't understand this thing? We understand it, And good thing about us, we know what to do to get people to like us. If those of us that cussing and say that you don't understand how people could like one man so. But boy, it's the man that cultivate that relationship, and it's not an easy task, It's years and years of cultivation. Rapport, engaging people, demonstrating love for people, concern for countries that cause people to like the man. Father Brown tell me he don't want to, he never work with government. He never get nothing from Dr. Mitchell. But he like Dr. Mitchell and he like NNB. He never get, he don't want nothing from him, he don't work with government. He don't want any work with government. Nothing. But he's satisfied. His country run.
Yeah.
And Dr. Mitchell never shake his hand, but he like it, Mitchell. You see the difference? You see, that's the difference. You have to do things for people to like you. And if people like it, Michelle, you can't curse those people who like the man. This is the problem in the opposition. All who like the man, you saying they're stupid. They don't have sense. But you understand? These people understand and know because they feel the man is part of them.
I think I got I kind of fixed something in relation to the so people can see my blue jersey though.
Okay.
Yeah. As opposed to all it is green bees and them. As opposed to all of them green bees and them. People can see my jersey now. Yeah, that's the blue. That's the blue that I'm wearing at the guys. I'm trying to make sure I get this camera correct. I think I got it correct. So yeah, KB. I don't think that we should talk too much about this because you see, here's what, There are times when you believe, okay, fine, you're talking, and they're doing so many wrong things that you might end up saying wrong things based on how you're talking. So the best thing to do is to don't talk.
Refrain from talking.
Virgin, you got it right there. Refrain from talking.
What is the state of COVID in our country today?
The state of COVID in our country presently?
We still have 2, 3, 4 many cases.
I'm not too sure how many cases we have. Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you how many cases we have. No, I couldn't do that. But I believe that we're still on the map with a couple of cases.
Yes.
And that is something that I really want to speak to people about. And it is said in life, you have to deal in-house before you deal out.
With the word.
So I'm going to start with you. Have you taken your vaccine?
No, sir.
Why?
Time, brother.
No.
I was in the High Court boss, man.
So let me put it to you this way. Here what's going on. We have 2 cases, KB.
2 cases.
2 cases, brother.
That's too much.
All right, 2 is too much. Let me tell you something. All right? If you love KB and myself, as you say, like brothers, hold on. Then you're going to do this thing. All right? When you come here next week, you should tell me.
Boss man, I wouldn't take this.
You're not listening to me.
I'm in the High Court this week.
You're not listening to me. You're not listening to me. When you come here next week, you must be able to tell KB and myself. KB, have a second one yet?
No, this week I get my second.
Your second one. You must be able to tell KB and myself that you have. So we go behave this way. If you will take it this week, why say KB, don't come?
No, you still come.
No, I don't. I'll come in and meet you.
No, you
No.
No, let you come.
No.
You're afraid to dead, so Andre?
No, not afraid to dead. He has to show example.
Chief Ali there, you know.
Well, yes, so then lead from the front. Lead from the front,
Yes.
Brethren. Brethren, you have to lead from the front. I ain't taking no kind of thing from you this one.
Andre, don't
Yeah.
pressure the man.
I ain't pressuring the man, I just tell him.
This thing is not compulsory.
No, well, it's compulsory
It
for
is
me.
voluntary.
Who around me had to do something roll with me? You understand?
I will advise him
Well, yes.
to take him, but I will not insist that he take it. We could advise him to take it, never insist a man take it. Don't do that.
Listen, let me tell you something. I'm not insisting that he take it. I said to him, this is like the 4th occasion now. I'm saying to him every week, Brethren, you take it? No. So I'm saying to him, here's what's going on. This is...
So you train the man out of the station?
No, I don't train him out. I encourage him to take the vaccine.
Yeah,
why you don't look at it as positive that I encourage him?
Yeah, but you put in pressure on
I ain't
the man.
putting pressure.
No,
You know
there
you
are
got to
pressure.
take it. You hear the man say that is not pressure.
you know.
You understand?
Why, everything is what you perceive.
But the man just tell it's not pressure, so where you going with that? The man just
Not
say
pressure.
that.
You don't put in pressure on him?
No, they're not pressure.
There you go. See?
What, you know? You got freedom in Grenada. Carry come beat the Matnik. KB.
The man give an ultimatum, you say it's not pressure?
No, they're not pressure.
No. There you go. Respect.
KB.
Brethren, you
KB.
see? I'm to you. You're trying to do something, set
pressure.
me up. That is not pressure.
But KB. Pressure.
Oh, that could be pressure.
Okay.
That is not pressure. You don't understand?
I want to hang up my white flag.
Yeah, hang up your flag.
Right now I'm a POW, I surrender.
All right, let me do a thing here, KB, and I probably could tell you some things about the vaccine in relation to total active cases too. And the active cases are imported, no local.
As usual.
Right. Do we have any cases in the hospital? No. Persons in self-isolation, the 2. Total persons in quarantine facilities all over the island. That will be private quarantine and whatever, and hotel quarantine. 245.
Okay.
Okay. Number of persons vaccinated, first dose, 12,967. You should have been that and make it 968. Don't worry. Number of persons vaccinated, second dose, 3,282. So that one they turned into two. I mean,
Yeah, you get double loads.
yeah, I get that. I get that already. Yeah, I get that already. So 12,000 people. Not enough. Not enough.
I've like my second.
There's something I have to speak about.
Yeah, the COVID beyond COVID.
Somebody calling us.
What's up?
Yeah, it's a WhatsApp call out of London. Let's see who it is. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, hello, it's Ras Poops.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, afternoon.
Afternoon.
Yeah, I'm calling from London, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good, thanks. So what's up?
Yeah, I can't hear you breaking up, brother.
Breaking up. Well, I don't know. I'm not moving around.
Yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
So tell me, what's up?
Is that Andre?
Still is.
Yeah, man, Ras Poops.
Yeah, I realize that. Recognize the voice.
Yeah, man, how you doing, brother?
I'm all right. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. It's been a long time, man.
I was wondering what was up with you.
Yeah, I wasn't too right for a little while, but now I'm back on the thing now, man.
Okay, you still doing music?
Of course, man. Of course. What do you mean?
Oh, okay.
I sent you guys some music yesterday.
Oh, well, I wouldn't have been aware of that. But that will get checked till tomorrow, God's will.
Okay, I did a version of How Did They Come from Jimmy Cliff.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, man, and I sent it to you guys.
All right, that's nice. That's really nice.
Yeah, and I got one of my other tune called Lonely People.
Okay, you send that one also.
Yeah, of course I did.
Great. So how's the family, man?
Yeah, everybody okay, brother. We're just struggling from the COVID thing here in this
All
country
right.
here, man. It's mad.
Yes, but you didn't catch that virus, did you?
Eh?
You didn't catch the virus, right? You didn't get the COVID, no?
No, virus can't catch me, man. Virus can't catch me.
I love that.
Listen, Babylonian virus can't catch me, king,
All
man.
right. I hear you, brethren. I hear you.
How you mean? Yeah, I just wanted to touch base and say, hail up the eye them,
That's nice.
They're always close to my heart.
Oh, man. Respect. Blessings.
Yeah. I just want to big up everybody in the St. Patrick's area.
All right.
Big up everybody in Grenada.
And everybody in Snell Hall.
Yeah, man, how you mean? Big up all the Sanderson Patsy.
Yeah.
Big Jim and Mr. Blues and all them, Mama and all them. How you mean?
Yeah.
Yes, King.
All right, man. Well, bless up now.
Yeah. Yes, King. Give thanks and praise. Yeah.
All right. Respect now all the time.
Yes. All right. Bless my brother. Bless.
Okay. All right. Good.
I will. Bye.
Bye. One of our listeners there who sings, he's from the Snell Hall area, Ras Whoops. Came here a couple of years ago. I met up with him. Have some of his music that we play sometimes on the radio here. But we getting back to our discussion here.
COVID,
I hope that persons are paying very close attention to what is happening in India. And if you figure it is bad, look at what is happening in Argentina. That is right down the road there. Argentina ain't far. It's right there, not as far as India. Now, Argentina was due to get a whole van load of vaccine. From whom? India. Now, India ain't giving anybody no vaccine no more.
They don't have enough for themselves.
Because they don't have enough for themselves.
They produce the most.
And they produce the most vaccine in the world. Argentina now is up a gum tree because they don't know now where they're going to get the vaccines from. Russia is about to send some vaccine Sputnik to India. Brazil is in a worse position than Argentina. And all of them now scrambling for what? The vaccine.
We had too much, yeah.
Here, people refusing to take the vaccine. In India, they don't have enough oxygen to administer to people in the hospitals.
Not easy economy India have, you know.
Man, we didn't realize what's going on here. We have to pay very close attention to what is happening to these countries. If India is the one that distributed the AstraZeneca to the region, you know, and now India might say, yo, if you're using it, give it back, you know. Does that make sense? And we seated here, and we ain't taking it.
We're discouraging people from taking it.
We're telling people not to take it. India is, in case people don't know, America is one, Russia is one, India is one too. India is a nuclear power. You don't understand? India is not no easy piece of country, you know. And we are not figuring that this can happen. And I'm not saying just to Grenada, you know. This thing can be a major breakout in just the OECS, you know. Or in just the Windward Islands, you know.
Trinidad right there.
Trinidad lockdown again. We understanding. And their vaccine rate in terms of persons taking the vaccine, it's low too.
I want to congratulate Miss Bain and other parliamentarian who was in Grenville on Friday, encouraging people to take the vaccine because they had that tent set up in the bus terminus where the vaccine was accessible, and quite a few people went and get their vaccine. That was a good effort, and we could only encourage people. We will not insist that they take it. Encourage people.
We got a caller. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, gentlemen.
Afternoon.
Yeah, I think I want to join all of this this afternoon to express some concerns vis-a-vis the vaccine taken in Grenada. I believe that because it is a pandemic, and we are approaching a national disaster, and because not we, but and because almost all the countries in the Caribbean in a worse position than us, so we're in a better position than them. I don't think the number of people taking vaccine in Grenada is of concern, and I believe the time has come when we must call out the leaders of organizations. Because I'm getting some information, hearing some information, that some people taking the vaccine, but some or the other they're encouraging their supporters not to take it. And it appears that even in some organizations, churches, etc., I believe the time has come when members or people in the society or people in group, whether it's in a trade union, church, political organization, should want to know what is the position of their leaders. I'm not saying you should take it, but they should know what is their position. Because the worst thing that could happen is that the leaders quietly taking vaccine, but the language they're using among the members, they're giving them the impression that they shouldn't take it. And I think sometimes the emphasis has to be placed on our leaders. I mean, Kennedy like the Tom Snake in the field in the sleep, and sometimes I borrow it. I don't think we should permit our leaders to fill in the sleep or just be a snake in the grass. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Great. And I believe him, that there are leaders who are quietly taking the vaccine.
They're protecting themselves.
I consider Chester Humphrey to be a leader. And I know for a fact that if it's 10 workers, in all the workers in Grenada, or in all the workers in Tau, if it's 10, they have still a respect for Chester Humphrey, even if he's not the union boss today. And I believe that someone like Chester needs to come out more and speak to that issue. I cannot understand for the life of me how Andre Monday Lewis, or Monday Andre Lewis, that's his correct name, Monday. How for the life of me you can be leader of one of the strongest and most organized unions in Grenada, Tau, and you have not publicly declared a position on the vaccine. Have you taken it, Monday? And I didn't know. I don't know. There's a possibility you probably took it and I didn't know. How could any union leader, Kiwi, any one of them,
Chamber of Commerce,
how could any union leader sit down and get away with it that they ain't take the vaccine?
Workers must protect workers.
We had to protect the workers. Workers had to protect workers. As you just said, it doesn't make sense, Kennedy. It doesn't make sense. How could you be a leader and you're not leading in this? The Prime Minister is a leader.
He did from the front.
Of course, he's the first one to take it, you know.
If he had to dead, he dead first.
He dead first. Do you understand? I understand that somebody called, what? They called it, how they call it? Did you hear about that, guys? Somebody called a radio station and say about some woman get sick when she take the vaccine or take second dose. Did you hear about that?
No.
Did you hear that?
No, I hear it.
I'm sure that went off last week, I think. Somebody may be able to tell me whether or not I'm correct on this one. And I couldn't for the life of me understand why the person on that program allowed that stupidness to go on. By me, I cut you off. We're not entertaining that is garbage. Grenadians not taking the vaccine, but foreigners welcoming it. If you see how they line up in Radisson to get it. Comment on social media.
Andre, I, on the roadside, have my table. I'm selling fruits and vegetables. I refuse to take the vaccine. And my customer, always patronizing me. Why should I pose a threat
to the customer?
Or in danger to my customer? Who is to protect the customer? If you, the vendor, refuse to protect yourself and refuse to protect that customer, what the authority should do about it.
Say that again, KB.
See, I'm a vendor on the roadside. My fruits and vegetables. I refuse to take the vaccine. Therefore, I refuse to protect myself and protect my customer. What the authority should do about it? Allow this person to be a danger to the public?
Can't do anything because as Keith Mitchell said, he's not going to force anybody to take a vaccine. It is for you, the customer, to realize, hey, I am putting myself in danger by going by that person and shop because that person is not protecting me. So it's up to you to not support.
How will I know whether the person take the vaccine?
You could ask them.
Would I go and say, hey, you take the vaccine?
Yeah, you could ask them.
And if he said no, I should turn my back and go, or I should continue to engage him?
Well, first thing, you should be wearing your mask. Right? And you approach a person and say, hey, did you take your vaccine? Because I come by you and shop all the time.
You feel that it's too intrusive?
No, you have to protect yourself. That's your rights. KB, it's going to happen just now. It's going to happen just now that you are not going to go into a supermarket. So if you know you're a supermarket and you're a mess inside, you go there and shop. Huh? Mess on the floor, you go and shop. KB, you don't go in there and shop. So if you know that the workers at a particular supermarket are not protecting you, would you go there and shop? Think about it. Think about it.
I agree with you. But convince me. We got only 2 cases in this country. They're in isolation. No one falling down and dead of the COVID. We're not in no panic mood. Relax. We're comfortable. We have that kind of confidence. Okay, let's say we become a bit complacent. All around us is danger, but here we are at peace and no sign of COVID. What will convince these people to take this vaccine when they felt in society?
It's not my job to convince them. I stopped that. I told you it already. I'm not here to convince anybody again to take the vaccine. The vibes is, you know what you should do. You're a big man. That is why I am so very happy that the vaccine is only for 18 and over. I big people.
Okay.
No juvenile.
No juveniles. Do you understand? 18 and over. That's what the vaccine is for right now. I am not here to do so and come and bray. Every other one, well, take the vaccine. Okay, take the vaccine now. No, I am not supposed to be doing that. You have the information. It is, as you said, it is all around you. These vaccine and them is not that they have a never-ending lifespan, you know. So the more you intake it now, India can send more, you know. We're supposed to get about 1 million from Russia, wasn't it? Sputnik to distribute, so we had to keep some and distribute in thing. But understand what it is. It's available now. Handle your party. But no, you want to do something. You don't want to take a vaccine. You want your 4%. You play jab on the beach you're paying Sotes yesterday. And I must be continuing to bother you. You're a big man, you're a big woman. Do what you want now. Do what you want. It's your life.
Yeah, but if they put in only their life at risk, you allow them. They are big people, but they put in other people's life at risk.
Just now, they will not be allowed to put other people's life at risk, KB. KB, let me explain something to them. Let me give, and I'm giving them ECCB a little bit of props here. You see a thing they call the cash wallet? You seen it yet?
No.
You seen it yet?
No.
The cash wallet. So just now, Richard, you could do so, and your workers have this thing, You have it. You can take their salaries and put it inside their wallet. And they have it on their phone. You understand? That is what the party coming to, you know. So just now, conductor can't thief busman money again, you know. When you come off the bus, you're paying with your phone, you know. You pay your $5, you know. End that story, you know. Money go on your phone, you know. All conductor doing is pull down and wash down now, you know. You understand? I'm saying to you, KB, things are changing. Things continue to change. If you refuse to take the vaccine, it is entirely up to you. Nobody can force you to take a vaccine. Nobody will force you. But there will be consequences. When you go to the hospital and you can't breathe, and all you know, because all you put it on social media, there is only 5 respirators a day. And when 10 of all you end up in the hospital, I want to see all you splitting the 5 respirators a day. And all you say how the oxygen machine don't work in, and how Kit Michelle don't fixing it. Well, where you getting oxygen?
Go in India.
Yeah? Well, you don't have in India, yeah? You understand? All you don't understand what it is going on. All you have to do better than that.
And you caretaker for St. Patrick West calling for the removal of this curfew on 12 o'clock. Go back to normal.
What happened? What did you just say?
Your representative from St. Patrick West.
My representative?
NDC representative.
NDC have a representative in St. Patrick West?
Caretaker.
Is it a caretaker?
I didn't know that.
Mr. Josie Vandal.
Oh, they associate. Oh, him. What he calling for?
Remove the curfew.
Remove
Why?
the curfew from
Why?
12 o'clock curfew.
For every society.
Why?
It is used to suppress workers.
Oh, yeah? And, okay. So you honestly expect Andre to comment on that? Oh, God, don't do me that now, man. You Me and you, brethren, okay, you forget?
The man felt that making that statement, people will see him as one champion in the people's cause in St. Patrick West. But exercise poor judgment. The people satisfy how this country, how the government, the authority manage this pandemic. The people satisfy how this government manages the pandemic.
I need to tell you something, KB, which is very, very important. And it's this. Grenadians are satisfied with the fact that the government handled this thing properly. That's not the only thing, though, they're satisfied about. Grenadians are exceedingly happy that the government did that. Because, Richard, more money is being saved.
Yeah. Less party activity.
When Grenadians come out of this, they go have a pile in their pocket, or they go have something in the cash wallet in the bank, or just in their bank account just so. Do you understand? So Grenadians is stupid. And if Andal wants to cry for that, then I do say that Andal is living in a different world. Anybody, any organization now that is calling for the removal of that
12 o'clock
curfew at 12 o'clock in the night, I dare say we have to know already who to vote for.
See what happened? The curfew will always remind you the pandemic is still here. It's still here.
But
People believe it's gone, but it's still here.
Yeah, but KB, but the curfew again is a real protective sense, right? No, because when 12 o'clock, most persons home, you know, and people is comfortable, you know, going home.
Got a caller.
Hi.
Good afternoon, Mr. Andre.
Yes, sir.
And good afternoon to KB and Mr. Thomas.
Good afternoon, Chief.
Right. I want to support you, Mr. Andre, in the statement you just made there. Because I heard that statement too made by Mr. Arnold, and I find it was real. Shows irresponsible of leaders. For you to telling the government it's time to take up the curfew, no. I think that's, where is the leadership in you? All around us, you're hearing what is happening. Trinidad, our closest neighbor, have just closed down again, and you asking to take out from 12 o'clock? I can't see how it could make sense as a politician and as leaders. These are the people that want to lead us. And you telling the nation, oh, Grenada only have 2 cases, so take out it. We don't have no thing. And they keep on talking anything about, it's only imported cases. Whether it's imported or whatnot, it is in your island.
And the agrarian.
Come on. These people have to do better than that. Instead of these people telling the government, okay, let's sit down and talk about the 4%, you telling them that we as NDC support the teachers' answer. I wish the people could get their money, because I think they deserve it. But for you as a leader to telling them that we as an NDC support it, that's what leadership is all about. And any leader, if it was Keith Mitchell, I would have said the same thing. You can't do that as a leader. I think that the government and the union could sit and have a dialogue still on that. But for for a leader to telling that we as NDC support it, I think that's irresponsible from leadership. Very, very much irresponsible from doing. And I don't think we're looking at moving forward at all in that kind of way. We should take out the frontline politics in those things, man. And let's Grenada strive. Because you want to be there.
Bro, I know how you feel, because I feel almost the same way too, or maybe the same way I feel about this thing, but because I really and truly can't understand.
Is it power? That's the way you want to get power. I can't see how that's the best way to get power.
Run out of ideas.
Wow.
And Mr. Andal should be ashamed to say that, because he should realize that the same NDC have rejected him already. While he was preparing and telling the nation that these are the plans he have if he becomes the leader. He was saying that, and while he was saying that, a section of the party was negotiating with Miss Franca to become the political leader.
That's why they threw him out. It demonstrate poor judgment.
Well, let me tell you all, leave Franca out of this. She's not involved, leave her out of it. Don't even call she name. Leave her alone.
She was part of it.
I say leave her alone.
She played the game, she was part of it.
Franca grew up in St. Patrick's, leave her alone. She's not involved in all your thing.
That's why she moved out.
But she's smart.
She grew up in St. Patrick's.
She's smart. Leave her alone, please. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Right, one love. Good. Leave Franca. Anytime all they mention Franca, you having fight. Leave Franca. She grew up in St. Patrick's. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Right. So leave her alone. Don't play for me my people and them. I taking fight all the good afternoon. How you doing?
Yeah, hey Andre.
Yeah.
And KB.
How you doing?
Well, something I think on GBN. I want to know if GBN is an arm of the NDC.
I can't help you there.
For the last few weeks, every time they always have a section in the news, in nightly news, they always have a section for the NDC. Yeah?
I can't help you.
But no, I just bring up that because
I'll prefer you not discuss them. I prefer you discuss something else. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, until Salit, you analyze that thing you do. You condoning Grand Lake. Grand Lake also, they prefer the white man own the company in Grand Lake, and they don't have a problem in that, and they have a nationality asset. But they put an ex-white man suggest that, and they kick up on that. I never thought of that. How you
all right.
And you're so true with that.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
One
take
love.
care, man.
Good.
Yeah.
Mhm. KB, where's my phone? Did anybody see my phone? I do a charger, you know. You cannot
Pocket.
you do a charge properly.
But this is one thing that puzzles me a lot, you know.
Don't let nothing positive.
With the detractors to convince their fellow members that the Prime Minister would not pay them the retroactive money. It's such a dishonest position. You understand? Such a dishonest position. At no time at all, the PM reneged on any decision with the teachers. When NDC were in power, they negotiated for almost 4.5 years without getting an increase, you know. Not a placard. They never demonstrate. They never cry foul. When NDC are about to lose the election, they signed for the 6%. That is why as soon as NP came to power, they have to pay them $40 million. At no time at all, the government under Dr. Kip Mitchell reneged on any decision. Once it's teachers, you make sure they get their money and get it on time.
Okay, one thing you must realize, is that the detractors are the minority. You understand? The detractors are the minority. And they will do anything to bring down the government and say anything to bring the government, you know. But no, this is a government that works, you know, and performance beats all talk.
And it's not only the teachers, the government have to look after. The entire country, the poor, the vulnerable, the road workers, the pension workers, everybody. Or your foreign embassies, security, your police, your Coast Guard. You have to ensure this thing up and running. Your responsibility is huge as a leader. You can't confine it to only teachers, a handful of teachers.
Because KB, look, last year, now, in January last year, they got the money. Now, COVID came around March. The place was closed down for the longest while. They continue getting the money. Now, the economy never grown after the COVID. So if
it get worse,
the Prime Minister said, okay, just give me a time. You understand? And I will give you later down in the year.
Instead of saying, okay, you're asking how you could give St. Vincent $1 million. Like when Ivan passed, nobody didn't come and help us. We make it on we own. Nobody came and helped us. Ungratefulness is a sin, boy. $1 million, that's not a lot of money to give St. Vincent. Why you send home those Imani and pay us? What could reason at that level?
But how you send all the money?
That is the kind of reason is that?
Let me just say this. Yeah? Send them the money and pay them. But then the children won't get taught, you know, because the money and that teaching.
Yeah.
I tell you, the thing move from vex to hate. It moved from vex to hate. And I tell you, as they see, they realize there is no light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
They'll become more violent, more desperate, more angry, more vicious, you know. And they will say more dirty things. They will go to the gutters. They will use all kind of bad language. When they realize there is no light at the end of the tunnel, and they see the Prime Minister start going wrong, feeling the ground, like he torturing them. Anytime we go and they see, well, a good crowd, a disciplined crowd, you understand? And they see a lot of young people still flocking around the political leader. That is affecting these people. It's like a pain. They wondering how people still like the man. Why people still like it, Michelle? That is a pain. for them.
But KB, now you cannot hold fly with lime, eh? You hold fly with syrup, right? Now, this government has been performing for the longest while. KB, I pass through Hermitage. You understand? And when I see the quality of roads that is there.
From Google Belly down.
From Google Belly down. Drainage. You understand? That never happened.
That is why they cannot see no light at the end of the tunnel. That is what frightening them. That is what vexing them.
KB, the amount of bridges, skipper drains, culverts.
And as soon as they finish that end, they starting from Google Hill to Sotes.
Are you sure that's where they're gonna go, or aren't they gonna go down to where's phase 2? That's the interesting one.
I know it's starting in Montreal and in Davie.
No, where is phase 2?
Phase 2 is there.
Where?
From Montreal to
Have they said that?
That is what Mr. Nelson was saying to me.
Okay, because I'm wondering where is phase 2? Because phase 2 is where they go to next.
Yeah, but they have to, and we ending in Davie. Where they passing, I don't know.
Okay.
And in Davie. And you're so right with that quality of road.
No, but KB, I
So
tell you
quality.
now.
And the public love it. It change, it raise the value of the property in this constituency.
Drainage.
It's amazing.
We know drainage, the quality of drain, the quality of wall, back walls.
And you know what I like? Every day till Manta was passing on that road. I love that.
And he's got the vision.
I love that. Fast. One time he said to me, you don't see nonsense that taking place on that road? Those people getting paid later, understand the money done. I said, money I go done for that project. That money is earmarked for already. It take time, everything take time. Look, they run out of cement, all works. We have never seen construction so much in this country.
Okay,
Cement, you can get cement, you can get block. When you're picking up block now, you have to handle it with care. You mashing up in your hand because he can't have time dry.
No for no.
He can't have time dry.
Yeah.
You picking up the block wet and go with it.
No storage.
That is the kind
no
of
storage in block plant.
Construction boom. They say, nah. This government create the atmosphere for these things to happen. People build confidence. When you have confidence in a government, you have confidence in your security and have confidence in the industrial climate. You take risk. Encourage you to spend. But if you don't have confidence in the leadership, you don't have confidence in the government of the day, you will wait and see. Go somewhere else and spend your money or leave it in the bank. That confidence, that trust is what this government earn. They earn it because of the past performance.
If you realize, KB, the regular man now, when you pass in villages, regular man adding a room, repairing a house, building a house, you understand? Because now the government has created the atmosphere.
Yeah, man.
You understand?
You can get skilled workers now?
No, what the? KB, you don't have no carpenter and mason nowhere around.
I don't know where they gone. I don't know if they gone in space.
You understand?
To get a mason now, you have problem getting a mason. Have problem getting a good carpenter now. Have problem.
Everybody.
Someone just sent a message and said that the port was open late on Friday because of cement. They had to close yesterday because of May Day, but they were open very late on Friday night, delivering cement.
Yeah, because you got a boat. Yeah. Okay.
Let's go in and pray for this country to open. You will see development. You will see this government will transform this nation. Just pray for this country to open. Let the airport open again. The port open.
The airport is open. The airport's not.
In terms of, let's think get back to normal. Open up the country. To move flights and other things, international business and open. When this country open, you will feel that boom in the economy. You will see changes.
And Kerry, something I realize, the private man now take much more risks.
Yes.
He take much more risks now.
You have confidence.
You have confidence.
Have confidence.
You understand? He take much more risks.
Yeah.
You understand? He will, because he see now, yes, that the country is stable, so he could not invest his money. You understand? And it's only where people is satisfied with a stable country, they usually take risks. Yeah.
I'm so proud, Last week, Friday, Stackett Lewis and people from Central Water Commission did commission that dam in Upper
St. John,
in Blaze, going by Adja right at the top of there. At least for the first time, the people in St. John, everybody will have constant water in the pipe. These people suffer a long, long time. And Mr. Bola wanted to do something like that. And today, Sister Kate saw it through. I want to congratulate him, Mr. Minister. Hey, and my friend, Culture who worked on that project, man.
He did?
He did work on that project. Culture worked on that project. We ensure Culture worked on that project. Well, and he never call and say, we have a big project going up in for St. John. I will be getting water. And I did benefit from that project. And they never discriminate. Everybody want to make sure you Culture you get employed. You get a job, you have money in your pocket, so you can make enough telephone call on all the radio stations.
By credit, man.
Yeah, you can run out of credit now. Right now, Culture you can run out of credit. And you should thank Sister Kate when you see her, man. Big her up. Big her up.
I want to say this, KB. I want to go back a bit in terms of what we were speaking about last week. No, we didn't have a program last week, so it would have been the week before. And the people who joining up with
Patrick?
With Patrick and Twine and GLP. What have you heard?
Well, I don't, nothing new because Patrick Attorn is out of the country again. He gone because well, it seems as though he coming and he making a blow and he running out. He came a couple of weeks, he frightened all them NDC, he take some of the supporters, he bring some of them in hotel, you understand? Keeping in contact with them, and he shake the NDC for a while, you understand? Now understand he back in Trinidad. Because, people follow leaders. You can't say, well, Patrick and Twine should have a team and the people go relate to the team. In Grenada, they follow leaders. You're not there, the people gone back in a lull.
They get dormant.
They get dormant. And when you come back, you have the excitement again, the buzz.
They activate.
Yes. And if frightening those NDC, because they calling the supporters now and tell them, beware of Patrick and Twine. Beware. I like that fight. I love the intrigues in the politics. And I enjoy it because Patrick and Twine definitely bring some excitement into the opposition, into the politics. Challenging the NDC for the base. And that is frightening them. They're shaking in the pants. So it's just a matter of time before they end up as two goats on Iraq again.
The GLP. You don't believe that they are
No,
here?
I don't feel the GLP could resuscitate.
Have you sought to find out anything about them?
I did some investigation. What you say, I don't get no evidence to support it.
Don't worry. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You remember once in NDC time, St. Vincent borrow NDC money to pay salary?
I remember that.
Right. Why now is St. Vincent done and they grumbling about it? 2. Culture is the first man who get work on that project up here. He worked for months.
And he said nothing?
He worked for months. He work in traffic and all direct in traffic. When the back would dig in the trench. You understand?
Oh, Culture Man really keep me in the dark, boy.
I asked them for work. The man tell me I'm too old to work. And he working worse than me. The man will tell me that he was the supervisor, he working worse than me. He broke up than me. Tell me I'm too old to work. So I did him like that. Thank you.
Alright, boss. So, Culture Man happen, boy. Culture Man!
You get traffic.
You get traffic work, you get mason work. How can I do that?
And when he tell me, KBM, I'm with success. I got a good relationship with Miss Lewis, you know. And I have my application inside, you know, to get my house. And I feel she would not discriminate. I say, no, Miss Lewis would not discriminate. Once you deserve it, once you qualify, Culture Man, we will look after you.
All right, here's what. Tell KB the PM does take a very calculated risk. Eh? Tell KB that. Also, trucks are delivering cement as we speak. A few just passed my way. The block plant in Palmas got cement this morning. All right.
Construction.
So, Patrick Antoine goes to church. I didn't know that.
Where?
I don't tell you. I can't tell you, but you just go to church.
Okay,
that's all I can tell you.
Well, once you're doing what politicians supposed to do, because I remember in Tivoli, just around the election time, all those politicians used to be in the church, you know. As election done, they start go to church.
You know, it was interesting. I saw something posted on social media, and it had to do with Jerry Hopkins. You know that guy?
Yeah, I know him. I met him.
He was one of Tillman Thomas's advisors.
I met him in the States.
He's somewhere in New York now.
Yeah.
He has joined up with
Patrick Antoine?
No, GULP. I keep telling you, you're not understanding what's going on in there.
Well, GULP is not a good brand. It's a damaged brand.
Damaged brand or not, KB. He has joined up with GULP. He was on social media, I think, somewhere in Brooklyn or somewhere in Manhattan. Somewhere, not too sure.
Marketing GLP, Andrew?
Yes, him and I think Prudhom's son. Prudhom's son is the one who is going around here speaking to different people, you know. Prudhom's son spoke to a friend of mine's who lives in very close proximity to me. He's my good friend. I wouldn't call his name because you want to kill me. And ask that person to represent the GULP, you know. All right.
For them to look for members, they're looking for candidate.
I'm telling you.
But you have to look for members first before you look for candidate. You will have 15 candidates and you don't have members. What sense that make? You have to look for supporters first.
Prudhom's son is one that do so and said recently on thing, what do you call it? On social media. When you're speaking about the airport and Prudhom's son, I believe, it looks like Prudhom. And I hope it is him. I hope I'm not making a mistake. If I'm making a mistake, I sense. But anyway, there's this gentleman who looks like Prudhom, let me put it that way. And he made some statements and he spoke about the airport was not it was not Morris Bishop idea, the revolution. It was Gary idea, and Gary had done all the work already, and getting ready to build the airport, and that is when the revolution get turned back, So everybody claiming the airport now, It's a good thing Suarez speak about privatizing it. So now everybody claiming GNP will come and claim the airport too. That's now, Everybody claiming the airport. MBPM and all. Where is what's his name?
Terry Fraser?
No.
My good friend Michael?
No, man. No. I have he to deal with too. I'll deal with him just now. The doctor. Dr. Terrence Marshall?
Yeah.
Where is he?
Well, he lost his business, fire.
The fire,
destroy his business.
What's business in the office?
I don't know. He had his
what?
Clinic, everything.
And?
Drugstore.
So what your bank there for? So he didn't insure? He should have called Robert White. Oh, shucks, my get insurance.
I don't know, but I don't hear much of him.
I don't hear about him again.
Much about
I don't hear about him again.
Who that's starring now is Patrick Antoine. Starring for a while.
He's a failure.
Patrick Antoine.
That your boy. I know you like him.
No, I like what he's doing. Doing what politicians supposed to do.
Okay, someone has just said to me, KB, that I'm right. That's his son.
Yeah.
So that is Prudhom's son is the one trying now to bring the GULP back into focus. He's trying that. Seriously, that's no joke.
Yeah, but if him trying that, you know, and KB have not gotten the information because knowing that KB and Michael usually hold dialogues.
Yeah.
Right?
KB has not spoken to Michael for a while. That's one. Two, KB has refused to investigate that because he figured that I making a politically money statement. He ain't realizing that he is not investigating something that needs to be investigated.
They're wasting time with that makes sense.
You see,
but bringing back GULP don't make sense.
Yeah, but do not think, don't do so and just push them and say that they're not going to come.
That bury in the cemetery in St. George's.
The NDC, they do not want, you have to understand it, the NDC do not want Patrick Antoine because they cannot control him. They want somebody that the GNP faction can control, right? So they do not want Patrick Antoine. So Patrick knows that. And Patrick does not believe, call I'm coming to you, Patrick does not believe that at this time he can put a political party together. He tried it. He tried to see what will happen when he did the NGO thing and realized that that did not take the traction that he wanted. So he realized, no. So the best thing for him to do is to get on board with a party that already has a name. You say that GULP is a broken brand. No, they're not a broken brand. They may be a brand without support, but they're not broken. NDC is a broken brand because they have infighting. The GULP never had infighting, you know.
They don't have nothing how they could have invited.
Well, exactly. So I'm telling you, they're not broken. You understand what I'm saying, Nessie?
They
don't have nothing. GULP don't have nothing. How they could have fight?
That is why it will be a wise thing for the guy Patrick, to do so and start to whip up
to associate.
Take the card.
Good afternoon. Sorry.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yes.
How you doing?
I'm all right.
Afternoon to you on your panel, man.
Thanks.
I just come in and I just hear you all talking about development. But do you know that for the past 31 years, we in Redmond have been waiting on a road up the mountainside. I spoke to you about it already. And would you believe Wednesday gone was a short turning ceremony?
Well, that's good.
And you wait for 31 years? That's good. That's great.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Congratulations. Well, let me say congratulations to y'all for waiting the 31 years and for getting it. And congratulations to your parliamentary representative, that would be Anthony Boson, on delivering on something I'm sure that he would have promised.
He and Dr. Modest represent the country in this village.
Okay. Well, yeah, you know Dr. Modest considers herself to be a Redmondian.
Both of them claim in Redmond?
But
Redmond is
St. Max and St. Patrick's.
We divide?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's divided.
And what purpose that bridge will serve?
Well, for the farmers. It's a feeder road. Lead up to the farmers' land. The farmers, they have been how to put it? They couldn't produce as they should because there was no road to come back with the produce.
Okay.
And the farmers promised the parliamentary representative, promised the contractors that they are going to see development because so they get the produce coming out from the land.
They'll produce more.
They will produce more. So I didn't know if you talked to Simadu. Andre didn't know.
That's great. Thanks for the information.
Well, things happen and I don't get to know, but that's all right. I'm happy for Redmond. I mean, I'm a citizen of Redmond, so I'm very happy for Redmond.
Well, you know that.
Yeah, I know I'm a citizen for Redmond.
So
So.
let me just give you a heads up, man.
Well, that's great. I really appreciate that. I love that.
When we expect work to start?
Well, apparently it was most likely start already, you know.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, they started already. We brought the tractor last week, and they started grading the road already.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
How much is it just a bridge they're doing, or they're doing some road?
No, the feeder road they're doing. I think up to I don't know, half mile or whatever, or mile or up the mountains.
All right. So tell me this though. Now that is going to be done, what would that really mean to the villagers of Redmond?
Well, the villagers of Redmond, those who have land up that side, they promise to cultivate the land and produce as much as they could for local consumption and for export.
Great.
So they're talking about the development, and you can get blocks. Where we get blocks for the project?
Start to have all your own blocks factory. And start to make blocks for the project, innit?
I think a lot of cement coming in now.
Yeah, so I said, let me just tell you that. Man.
Well, there, thanks for that information. I really appreciate it, yeah?
Yeah, brother, well, later.
All right, one love. Good.
Performance beat old talk, boy.
Well, you always say that, eh? Performance beat old talk all the time, yeah?
All the time.
And that caller who's calling on that number, you have to call us on 442-0175 so you can get through to us live on the air. 442-0175. That's the number you can call. It's The Real. It's 91.9, 91.5, www.drealfmgrenada.com. Hey, good afternoon to you online. How you doing? And it's 17 minutes now before the top 3 o'clock hour. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir.
And good afternoon to your panel.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I was so fortunate to listen to the President General, that's for the teachers, when he was a little bit disappointed in the police being present in the whatever the demonstration and whatever they had in the street some days back. And he was saying, even into the revolution, he didn't see something like that happening. Police was present to demonstration on the street. So I thought this guy must have been a crazy person. Which demonstration he could have speak of in the revolution than the one I remember that was held from Tivoli to Grenville.
Grenville to Tivoli.
No, Tivoli to Grenville.
Grenville to
But
Tivoli.
man, Tivoli demonstrate from Great Tivoli to Grenville to man.
Yeah, from Tivoli to Grenville.
Where am with you? We didn't find Code and Bishop, you know.
That was the one against the revolution.
Oh, yes.
And the revolution came up the evening from Grenville
And crush it.
to Tivoli. So he was saying that couldn't, even up to the revolution, that didn't happen. And there was only one demonstration, and it was under pressure. From the Monday morning after the demonstration, they started taking up everybody from Tivoli to conference come back. So he had to be a mad person.
Yeah. You don't know what he's saying, man.
Well, didn't I? Hold on. Who said that?
The President General
Of.
Jude Bartholomew.
Well, and I tell all these big children in the school, the people don't like that. I tell them he's very aggressive to us.
I listen to him on social media, boy. He's not professional at all.
The guy, I tell you, the guy.
He's just ordinary. You see, and you always say that on radio. Never prove to be a fool. Yeah.
Quickly. There is a young lady who from St. Patrick's that is making a certain statement that he seems to be having some nice flavor with the people. And they start framing her like she could be the next Morris Bishop. So I thought she should be very much against the people who is really trying to put her in that category, being a leader as Morris Bishop. One who has led the people to the death. One who has led the people to a point of being killed. Someone making a name of that kind. A leader like Morris Bishop. Right about now, I get invested with everybody who's naming like that. So if she have an intention to be a leader, and they start naming her like Morris Bishop, she should start getting invested with them and ask them, please, to clear her from that name. Get her next thing to tell me about. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Take care.
Boy, I don't even commenting on that girl behavior. I don't comment in it. As you say, no oxygen.
When a tree falls in his forest,
no oxygen.
All they come back right now.
And no
When that tree
oxygen.
fall in the forest.
Because you see what happened.
Nobody there to hear it. No noise.
You see, when people behave like commoner on radio,
Mr.
you don't salute them.
Well, you just say you're not commenting, so don't comment. You don't comment whether negative or positive. I am not going to comment. As a matter of fact, the last minute and a half of this gentleman's statement, I did not hear. I will not comment. I take it back in that one.
Sir? The man who salute, support, dumbly say, man, you supporting that behavior?
But KB, it takes a leader with vision to have limited resources and manage it as how it is managed now.
Yeah. In a crisis.
In a crisis.
In COVID time.
I tell you, KB.
When the world almost closed down.
Imagine you have limited resources, you know.
And yet still paying on time.
Paying on time. And the same teachers are not working.
They getting paid.
They getting paid for us.
They getting paid for us, yes.
I'm telling you.
What is nice, they demonstrate in the morning and the evening they could go in the bank and collect the salary, after they come out and demonstrate.
There's something I want to see, but I'm waiting until 3 o'clock to say it. 12 minutes away.
That's a long time.
Yeah, let me wait that until 12 o'clock to say it. Because it affects you,
Okay.
Yeah, it affects you.
And KB and Andre, we got some lawyers listeners, and
yes.
2 regular, we are leaving them starve, because now
they want to hear every Sunday.
They want to hear us every Sunday. Mr. Kid, I know. Like this morning, he was telling me, what's going on today? You understand? What? You have too many loyal listeners waiting for this program
on Sunday.
Yeah, on Sunday. That's the lunch.
That's the appetizer.
That's the appetizer. You understand? So now, what I'm saying, Andre, we have to ensure, you understand, that we are here as long as no sickness or death, you understand, to ensure that we deliver to the people. You understand? We have to deliver to them.
We ain't touching white people yet today. White people.
White people are not nothing today, no?
Nothing? You must hold up the white people let people see, man. Hold it up, somebody see that.
And make sure I touch the water project. Hey, and I want to congratulate all the people of St. Patrick's East. That successful meeting they had in Riverside with the PM. I heard it was a real good meeting. People were well disciplined, everybody with the mask, and the Prime Minister was real pleased. And again, I say the Prime Minister is touching the waters, he's touching them, he's getting his feel. And why this Prime Minister just can't get still? Why he always happen to be fresh when he comes out? People always excited to see him. Why? After how much years? Almost 30 years.
All right. So let me give you some information about the GOLP, right?
Yeah, go right ahead.
They don't have a candidate yet or a caretaker in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. They don't have anybody. They have Andy Alexander in St. Andrew Southeast. Who is that?
The same thing I tell you.
Who is Andy?
Well, if I don't know this person, that shows this person is not a politician.
In St. Andrews Southwest, Aaron Lewis. Do you know that person, I see?
Aaron Lewis?
In the Southwest? That will be in Delmas constituency?
No.
Southwest
Delmas
is
is Northwest, man.
Oh, yeah, the Southwest will be... That's Emlyn?
No, Southeast is Emlyn.
Southeast
is Yoland.
Yoland?
Yeah.
Okay. And Dennis Charles is in the Northeast.
Who Dennis Charles? My brother-in-law, Renge? Dennis?
That is him? Is that your brother-in-law?
Yeah. Dennis Charles.
Is that your brother-in-law?
You might pass brother-in-law.
Well, right.
Yeah, but then, and I surprised Dennis Charles interested in politics.
Well, look at it there.
But don't worry.
I ain't making up that,
Yeah, they're getting vote like Latin, man.
Nestor Bernard Noel, St. Andrew Northwest. Nestor Bernard Noel.
You sure they don't line on these people's names?
I don't know. Look at they have it on their website. All right. St. David's to be decided. Nobody in Tonga St. George. Oh yeah, Robert Jeffrey Williams, Tonga St. George.
But they get candidates before they get supporters.
David James, St. George Northeast. So they're better than NNP. They have somebody in St. George. St. George Northeast NNP don't have nobody here yet.
That is zombie politician.
That you can say what you want.
That is zombie politician, man. They don't have supporters.
Northwest, to be decided. Southeast, St. George's Southeast, to be decided. South, St. George's Southwest,
to be decided.
Hold on. Where is St. George's Southwest?
So it's south.
West, no, keep in chill.
No, northwest. There's northwest, there's northeast, there's Tonga St. George, there's south, and then there's southeast. There's southeast,
West.
there's no southwest.
Which that is?
Northwest.
We're going it.
Southeast.
Well, they must make that constituency, why?
Seriously?
Well, if you don't know Grenada, how do you want to run Grenada, boy? This is kind of what this says, why? You don't know your own country, you want to run this country, why?
Oh my God.
I tell you, this party is a zombie party, why you are supporters.
Yes, look at it, Kerry. They said St. George Southwest to be decided. Look at it there.
Yeah, I tell you, they're making that constituency.
They enlarge.
It's 16.
It's 16 now.
Why
I
not?
like. And Godfrey Urias Lincoln Prudhomme. He'll be running in St. John's. And he says there, I am the son of Herbert John Prudhomme, better known as Uncle Pre, who was the first deputy prime minister of Grenada. He was detained at Richmond Hill Prison from March 13, 1979 to 31st December 1981 under the PRG without charge. I received political asylum in New York on the 3rd of October 1979. I retired from the Air Force after 30 years in 2010 and has since worked in Veterans Affairs in the healthcare sector and president of the local union. Steady. I am returning to Grenada to take up the mantle of the GULP leadership in rebuilding and revitalization of the GULP movement. You're better off up there, partner. St. Mark to be decided. St. Patrick East to be decided. St. Patrick's West to be decided. Hold on. Doctor, you vexing me for Charlie Kitting this?
What? I cannot rat in donkey. You can't have.
Doctor, you vexing me for Charlie Kitting this?
This election, boy, is donkey in horse race, boy. And they don't realize you don't have prize for second and third in election. What is only fourth you're getting prize for? This is not Olympic, you know. You can't come and run and say you come a good third. You don't get the prize for that. It's only fourth.
On that, well, I feel that go vex for Charlie thing in East, I think.
But don't even discuss GLP don't get off the ground. They getting vote like Lato. 5, 6, 2, 3, 1.
Kerry, I have a posse.
No, man, these people just taking them, man. GULP in the center of St. George's Cemetery. That can't resuscitate. You can't resuscitate. What? Let me tell you something. This thing is, them is already, GULP's political dinosaur, you know. That extinct already.
But Kerry, but you look at the all real things should be part.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon, yes?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
You thought something?
No, not me.
Okay.
So that person will have to call back. Yeah. You were saying something?
That's a GLP in St. George's Cemetery, and right now they are political dinosaur.
But they make 16 thing, yeah. 16 let me check it. Let me check it, partner. So they didn't say we make no mistake. Let me check it.
Call again. You wasn't calling again.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15 I getting? Oh, they put Southwest KB and they did not put South. So they don't know the constituencies.
They have for Carriacou?
Yeah, they have nobody in Carriacou yet. But they put Southwest instead of putting St. George's South. St. George South. That's what they did. So they know what Grenada is.
The thing we call.
Yeah, he's there. Yeah.
I could guarantee, once I'm leaving by election time, I could guarantee that the GLP party wouldn't get as much votes as Terry Forrester and Whiteman in St. David's.
They will get more.
Huh?
They will get more.
More than them?
Yeah. GLP could come and get at least 300 votes nationally. Terry Forrester get about 80, but
70, 87, I think he had.
Well, it's close to it, 77, 80.
Yeah.
And I think GLP is much stronger.
If he go back, he can get that.
But no, if he go back at all, it's for NDC, not for himself, not privately.
Yeah, well, but even though he go back for NDC, he can make it.
I know.
And the fella perhaps should have called the party or a name than calling it GLP.
Yeah, man.
That finished.
And this be name you call
we'll
it.
Never live to see GLP. Just like Mr. Batis,
yeah.
he could take a backseat. Frontline politics done for him too.
Right.
So any side he want to run for, frontline politics done for him too. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. KB. Richard. I want to read something for you. Michael Batiste made this post on the GIS webpage. I think it was there. Yeah, on their Facebook page, sorry. Michael Batiste. And he says here, Andre Donald is getting 7,000 EC a month from government. What say you?
Well, I haven't got that information, never heard that.
Can you read this? Read it, Frank. And if you
Andre Donald already getting 7,000 EC a month from government, so he is already taken care of.
Look at it there. I didn't read it for you, you know. Look, your brother there read it for you, you know.
Yeah, but I don't know. He must have proof for that to make that statement. We never heard that. That's a good salary. That's a minister's salary.
More than a minister.
But are you a minister?
Yeah.
Or you could get in a lot of money and I come here to give me a bottle of water. Or you could give me a bottle of water, you give me a bottle. You see, after you made that statement, a few people felt that you take advantage on Mr. Michael Batiste and you went too far. If my few NNP in Munich tell me that some of them selling foreign, they said KB Andre beat up on Michael Batiste and he went too far. You know? Michael gets some sympathy, you know, on you.
On me?
Well, yes, they say you beat up on him and too much.
Why beat up on him? Why tell him? What I tell him?
You tell him about the whole car in the police station on the airport.
Is that a lie?
Even if you don't lie, they
Is
feel
it
you
a lie?
No, you don't lie, but they feel you shouldn't beat up on him so.
You abuse him then?
Yes. They say you well beat him up.
And I ain't finished.
What is the man dead? Why you beating him for again?
No, he ain't dead. I still have to deal with Michael Batiste. Because I figure that with this now, I can go to a lawyer.
Well, if you have old vehicle on the airport, the last set of vehicle you have now, you want it to go on the airport too?
No, the amount of the money traveling up and down and going to America and come back and going to America and come back and the apartment building that the money spent for the bill and he can't go in it. We go talk about that.
So you plan to sue him?
If you said that in joke then.
What? How much you plan to sue him for?
How you feel? I want to give you something.
Nah, I don't want no blood money.
KB? What is it?
I say I don't want no blood money.
So how you could call that blood money? I don't kill for the money, you know?
You don't work for it.
How you mean I don't work for it?
That money George and Jura giving you, you know. I don't want that kind of money. I don't want money. Give that money to the poor.
You want something in it?
I'll take something because
This is a real bandit.
I have to make contribution to the people. You understand?
Yeah.
So if this could come as contribution, you know, I could use it for contribution to the people.
Why would it be wrong for me to take the money?
But and you know politicians does lie. So what happens if the man lie on you, Andre?
No, you see, he can.
Politicians
no,
lie.
hold on. He can go on the political platform and he can do that. That's fair game. You do not do that where the laws protect me, and that is on social media. You don't do that.
So you on government payroll?
Well, that is what Micah Batty say. To answer your question, no, KB.
Are you a civil servant?
No, KB.
We are minister.
No, Richard.
Bro, how you could get him more than me?
Well, I don't understand.
Why life is unfair?
Life unfair, honestly.
Life is unfair. Life is unfair. But I thought everybody is supposed to be equal. Some just more equal.
More equal than others,
Privilege your status.
Somebody say what? Our blood money in me hand. Somebody say swim, they want a cut. Let him pay for him out.
Oh God, back to again. That be partner.
Oh, listen. And listen what's gonna happen here. He will be informed that he needs to retract
that statement.
That statement.
Well, yes, he could come and say I beg pardon, not wrong with that.
Not using this medium. He will have to take out a front page ad. On the front of the newspaper, you have to pay for that. I need the money, but we're not going to go down that road. That's where we're going to go.
When you cost the man will bring you up. The man just say something, you bring up the man.
Yeah.
You use a whole program to cost the man, you know. You tell the man allow the old vehicle pack up in the police station in Paul's.
I didn't tell him anything that was a lie.
As the man now make a little joke with you, bring the man up. By this fellas and them politicians, so easy, you know. You do a whole program to cost the man. Tell the man all kind of thing. Now the man make a little joke with you. You say you swing the man.
Yeah, I will. I will deal with it.
That is why you have to be careful when you're making statement. You must have the facts. The worst thing is to try people in rum shop, you know.
Aboriginal mind tell me, yo, go ahead, you need a loan. You understand?
The worst thing is to try. The amount that time people try Dr. Mitchell in rum shop. And most time they found him guilty without evidence. In rum shop on the block. You hear it trying Dr. Mitchell.
But he needs to get in contact with me, yeah, he needs. You see, if he lets me go to a lawyer with this, which means that I start to spend money, right?
Ooh.
You understand? So he needs to get in contact with me before I start to spend money with a lawyer.
You know, but sometimes if the man say you have evidence.
Well, then we go to court.
Yeah, you understand?
7,000, you're getting more pay. You could cause other ministers to resign if you're getting more money.
If I skate, I resign now. Resign.
Nobody will vote for you getting all that money.
All that money, you crazy? Yeah, but no, he needs to get in contact with me. Because if I start spending money on this, then I wouldn't stop until he's taken care of.
How would he know that you're about to take legal action?
Well, you see, the people that tell him that I run me mouth on him on the radio, they go tell him. They listening. They go tell him. We got a call. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Donald.
Yeah, what happening there, you two?
I'm listening to you. KB, Mr. Merci, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sister.
Good afternoon to the Prime Minister and all the people in England. England people calling, New Jersey, people all over the world listening to this program. And to Pastor King, good afternoon, sir. Zechariah, chapter 2 to verse 7. So I've taken in the lesson, sir. Thank you very much for the prayers and everything. And that is my church service here because I don't go in no building. So at the home, every Sunday, I tune in. Yeah. Well, KB and Andre don't ease up Mr. Batista, no, don't ease him up.
Don't ease him up?
No. That's the second time I'm telling you, I don't ease him up. If you say you get your facts that he posting on GIS website, you have the facts, and you know definitely commenting saying, you know, money, you know, there are no payroll, and he could just take on you and say that, take him to court. For that, let him answer and tell him how you prove, how you getting money there. You know, they just take on their own, start kind of thing about people. That's why I like America and them place. Anytime you say anything about people, they take it, they sue you. Right? Let give you some money. Because God is something to put back my phone and me a long night. No, I serious.
No, I'm just laughing as what you say, but I'm good. I'm good with it.
All of us take things to laugh too much about things in Grenada. The amount of things people say about people and they don't facts. You have to make somebody an example. If it's me, do the same thing, but I don't have no money. So it don't make sense people taking me to court. Anyhow, KB, I like when you say people love dog. We love him. You hear what I say? Grenadians love him.
People vex for that, yes?
Yeah, yes. I know a man meet me inside the Grenadian pharmacy and I was not speaking to him. Sorry for the language. And he tell me I can get Michelle Bam Bam. And I was speaking to him, I was not get medication, so I was in pain. And the guy came up to me and just came out to tell me, you understand?
You tell me that all the time.
I didn't answer him.
Okay, that was good.
You're one in Grand Roy that's coming on the bus terminal. And what has hurt me is when he called the police. That man, mother is an old lady. What did lady do that man? And every time I call on the police, I don't know. They could go and speak to that man to leave me alone. Anytime you talk about kids, they want to kill you. The man is a good man. The man, people love him. No, serious. When I heard they going to overthrow Grenada, and they did, barely take me because they like, they go throw me somewhere, they go hurt me food if they put me in jail. They go hurt me food. You understand? That's why I want to speak to my Prime Minister. I love him. The man calling you to find out how you doing. How much people are to do that? How much people?
Tommy.
Yes.
You get a call?
Hey, what do you? Our Heavenly Father love us. Words of encouragement to keep me strong.
That's good.
How much people in Grenada that used to wake me up and tell me, they want some sweet potato, they want this, they want some nice bread planting. How much anyone calling me to say, how are you doing? Hey, how do you be by yourself?
No, people have right to demonstrate their love and appreciation for the Prime Minister.
Tell you something, if I don't hear me voice again. JB, I love that man for what that man do for me.
What he do for the country?
If the man that before me to go and stand up and say that, I love what that man do for me, KB. I just speak breadfruit and bring it somebody. I say, look, dog, give me a house what I have breadfruit now. I am, look me. Look at Hannah Blogo. I love what that man do for me. Yeah. And the CEO man when I ask about the window. I didn't have a window in the house. She give me a frame of the louvers. No, I don't get the louvers. Are you here by yourself and leave the man alone, please? He just hurt me when he was saying he can't allow the money. He might seeking somewhere to find the money to pay. Know him that. And he had the money, he had paid them already. And you said something there to the airline, only this thing. God, in a credit, you know. I call me that, get somebody to call me that in America to put a little credit for me. To call that program. He go pay for election.
Of course.
Where I jump up in Bushes. I blast the radio. Everybody pass on it. You can hold fly with salt water.
That's me, Kit Mitchell going to an election and OT
Hey,
child.
thank you,
Which Kit Mitchell? No.
And Jeffrey, we don't want to be himself. And if you listen to anybody listening, Jeffrey, you come and join in peace. You stand a chance in getting that food. You hear? So I don't understand these people. If the man is a good man, he's a good man. We none of us is perfect. We make mistakes.
Of course, yes.
We make
of
a lot
course.
of mistakes in our life, but the man is a good man, and God put him there and leave him there. Anybody that prays for the Prime Minister, you have to have a good heart. Otherwise, don't pray for him. If your heart has big stone on the hard day, and you hate 3 days, do not say a word and pray for him. You have to have a good heart to pray for the Prime Minister. You're talking about cement. Are they in the house here this morning, and the whole time truck up and down.
Cement.
Going up with cement. Even the Chinese and them have, they go get drive and it's a big bag, eh? It's a big bag. So you stop this thing and pray for the man and pray for Grenada. That will not sell as a boat. That is politics thing. Politics they play in Andre.
Yes. No.
You and everybody have a good evening.
All right, darling, take care of yourself, yeah?
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Passion for your political leader.
But you see, KB, but only when love is shown to you, you will give love in return.
Yeah.
You understand?
People feel he's part of them.
Yeah.
And some people believe, hey.
You got to call her again.
Take it.
And good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Andre.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Andre.
Good afternoon, Chief.
Good afternoon. Hey, good afternoon, Kate. Good afternoon, Richard.
Good afternoon, sir. What's up?
Hey, how's everybody?
Good.
Everything good, man. Everything good. Yeah. Andre.
But I'm listening.
This guy,
He's listening. He said he's listening.
Answer me when I call you, man. So I know you're listening. I don't know. Why so?
Go right ahead. Make your contribution.
Yeah, let me go ahead. Yeah, I just like to ask for a little time that I could just thank the people in the diaspora, the Grenadians in the diaspora. We had a little drive yesterday for St. Vincent, and it was very successful.
That's great.
So we collected a couple stuff and water and things like that. We was able to pack 4 barrels. We had something like 20 cases of water. So, and we still have a couple more stuff on the way to come. But I just wanted to ask for the time that I could thank the people.
That's great.
In the diaspora, because I know a lot of them listen to the station. So just wanted to say thanks to them for coming out and supporting the St. Vincent cause.
Okay, what making the wrongs on social media up there?
Pardon me?
What noise they making on social media concerning Grenada?
Well, Friday gone, they had a demo at the in front of the consulate saying that hands off Grenada, don't sell Grenada, which I find is completely nonsense. So. The last time I checked, I didn't know Grenada was up for sale.
Who's spearheading that demonstration?
I wonder. Because Thursday when I think I heard. Is it Jerry Romaine? I wonder.
No, not Jerry Romaine. That wouldn't be Jerry Romaine.
I can say subject to correction.
Jerry Hopkin, former advisor to Prime Minister Thomas.
Right. Thanks for the correction. So,
that's what it's Jerry Hopkin.
Yeah.
According to my grandmother.
What is wrong with
you? Don't know you from the
I don't know where they're getting the information from. I really don't know. You know what I mean? I didn't know Grenada was up for sale. I find that interesting.
You know, but while as we on that, Andre and KB, one of the things I wanted to touch on is the whole issue with the teachers and their money. You know, and it just baffled me, and every day I try to see how that making sense, and I just cannot understand. You know, and one of the things and that is me saying that I'm thinking I'm going out there and say that. I want to say to the union, be careful as to who you go to bed with. I'm saying that boldfacedly. I want to tell the union, be careful as to who you go to bed with. Because God forbid that administration should change. Are you going to be willing for who you claiming you're standing up for now? The ordinary workers. And when I'm talking, I'm talking to the union leaders, the union bosses. Because what I'm seeing there, I'm seeing a marriage. I'm seeing people who have a lot of political aspiration, want to be politicians, using the union for their own personal gains. And I'm saying to union members, be careful of that. Be careful of that, because if we go back when the NDC was in power, you know, I want to ask a question: where were the union? A lot of things was going on that union had thought about, and not one day I heard them make noise. So my thing about it is, union, it should not be that certain political organization that you have, put it that way, you have strength for. As long as there is a cause, champion your cause. I want to see you, when the NDC is in power, stand up to them. You understand? Now, we are facing, because they're saying, I talked to a couple of people and they're saying, well, when we had the economic meltdown, they didn't get any money and stuff like that. But now, COVID, the government got money. And you ask them, where the government get the money from? And they can't explain. You understand? And we all know that COVID has done more damage economically than the economical meltdown in 2008 and 2009. And to even run the affairs of the country during that time. But here.
Hello?
A breaking noise. Gone.
Yeah, he's that's gone. I have a call, another caller that I need to make. Okay, you're gonna love this call. I'm not gonna tell you who it is, but you're gonna love this call. Here we go again. Let me see if I can get you with this call, KB. Right. This is a surprise call, KB. I know you would like it. All right, so we go here. Right, it is ringing. Hello?
Hi.
Just be advised that you're live, huh?
Well, I'm used to being executed, so you have to be alive at some stage.
Well, your voice is sort of a break-in, though. Can you put yourself in a position so I can have a conversation with you for a couple of minutes?
Okay, yep. Can you hear me? I'm okay?
Yeah, well, yeah, you're better now. Okay, so Stanley, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm all right.
Your good friend Kennedy Budlal is smiling here. Yeah, he's smiling, and Richard is also here. Stanley, I called you. I'm calling you now because I heard a developing story from another entity, which seems to be making the rounds, and I think I saw you also put out something on topical issues, and that has to do with an accusation that has been leveled against you. What are you able to speak to at this time?
Well, I can barely tell you the facts because as it has occurred, the matter is now before the court, and obviously you can't go into much details. But basically, I'm accused. It varies. I'm accused of stealing 28,000, then 18,000, then 4,000, and also checks. It turned out from my point of view, well, I don't know anything about that. I mean, I have a check, and I woman had a check from Dorset Charles, and that check was to pay the government of Grenada on behalf of Dorset Charles, and I went to do all that. I mean, the records will show that. However, the police appeared to have a fixed idea of what they wanted and what they knew, and I confirmed what they had to say. And I said, well, no, I can't confirm what you have to say because, I mean, the fact is what you're saying and what I know are two different things. The issue is not as perhaps as simple as it appears because it seems to have taken on all kind of condition. The main thing I'm telling you about, which is this business of he had to pay $10,000. That's why I ended up with a check. That was to pay the government of Grenada. And then there is the allegation with me that okay, so here I have the note which is what I'm referring to. And this is from the lawyer to Dr. Charles saying, we must also point out to you that if you do not vacate the property as of the 30th of April 2021, you are liable to pay the annual sum of $10,000 for the use the use of the premises. So that was that check was written. And my duty was to pay the check.
So who let me ask this here, Stanley.
Mm-hmm.
Which lawyer wrote that letter? Are you at liberty to say?
Well, yes, I have it in I don't think I'll be doing anything by not disclosing it. It came from Grenlott Chambers, which is Anselm Clown.
Okay, so Anselm indicated to him that he had to pay a sum to government if he did not vacate the premises. Yeah?
Yes, but it's more of a directive than indicating. It says quite clearly, as of the 31st January 2022.
You sung in muffled.
Okay. Here we are. I'm back again. Okay. It's more than indication. It's a directive. We must also point out to you that if you do not vacate the premises as of the 30th of April 2021, you are liable to pay the annual sum of $10,000 for the use of the premises.
Okay.
That's a directive. That's not
Do you have such check in your possession, $10,000?
No, when the police came to me the morning and I let them in after the usual procedure, the police was searching for money and checks. So I said, well, okay, let's go upstairs. And, there's flashlights looking. I said, look, I have the check. I've always had the check. Here's the check. $10,000. I said, it's a cashier's check. Nobody can cash that. It's a cashier's check written to the government of Grenada. So we went and, as the law provides and allows, I was detained for the whole 48 hours, which I knew was what's going to happen once we get there. But as I said, I didn't, at no time was I under the impression there was an investigation taking place. I think there was a point in which they decided we have to sweat him. So, you're sweating me by having me there for this length of time and ignoring anything I say, and you say you're investigating. So I kept pointing out, well, if you're investigating, do you really believe what Dorset is saying? Is it Dorset who is saying that, or is it somebody engineering Dorset? Because I had spoken to Dorset the Tuesday. And before I went off to Grenville, I called Dorset and I said, Dorset, I'm going to Grenville. Remember, I have the check. I'm going to Grenville. I'll speak to you when I come back. Because I kept calling him every day, but he was giving me yes, no answers. So I thought it was a bit strange. So, the whole thing, from my point of view, it just got out of hand. But I think, again, we have a critical issue here. You refer to it as entity, so I'm not going to break the rules. I'm going to stay with your entity. For an entity a respected entity to interview someone, and that person then state clearly another person's name and name him as a thief. Well, you can't do that on and in other countries, the editor or whoever is in charge of the newsroom is out of a job.
Correct.
And of course, the entity would be trying to get hold of me one is to apologize, see whether they could apologize privately and pay some charity, some money or the other, and I let them off the hook. And the legal advice I've got have said to me, don't go and fight them too much. Just let them off the hook. And let the public deal with them. Let them deal on their own soul. Because what are we doing? Are we perverting the course of justice? What's going on? If you are right now questioning me and you're treading carefully because the matter is before the court, how did they get this story before even I was charged? And they ran with it from one angle. And therefore they're under, supposedly they should be under a great deal of pressure, not from me, from the system, because here we have a matter before the court. You have just injured that. The man can claim, which I'm hoping my lawyer will claim at the end of the day, well, how can this guy get a trial? You've already tried him. You went on television and you say the man's a thief and you name the issue. How can that happen? This can't happen. So, the entity, as you say, if it is a real entity, people are going to lose their jobs because this cannot happen. So I don't need to fight them. What I need to do is, obviously prepare myself when we get to court and hopefully that by which time Dorset would come to his senses and say what happened. Because I also understand, Andre, which is a serious matter, that a doctor that I had called.
Yeah, I was about to come to that, Stanley. I understand that that you brought a fake doctor to Dorset.
This is a doctor that I think I have high regard for. As you know, and the public knows, I've never hidden that I was suffering from a large prostate. And therefore, it's very difficult and painful issue. I had all kind of issues with that. I become an agent of the hospital because I spent days in the hospital. I was at casualty all the time. I was in so much pain. I even have a video of me saying, "Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, I was dead." This kind of pain, you cannot pain. And then it seems as though these doctors, they love to drive what is called gastric. So I became the gastric, and oh God, I said, Lord, oh God, oh God, oh God. And eventually, drip, I started to see. But that is a matter that I had to get to. So I then decided, the way this thing is working, I need to go to a private doctor to talk to me. And I thought this doctor was very nice and pleasant. And eventually, when we went through all the stuff, he read the various things, so you have to get the ultrasound, you have to get the various blood tests. And he said, Mr. Charles,
don't start to muffle. Don't start to muffle now.
No, okay. And I said, so the doctor said, Mr. Charles, you're okay. When he's seen all the data, he said, you're good. I said, well, look, I want to keep the catheter inside of me for another 2 weeks, and then I'll come back and you take it out. And he did. So when we came across Dorset, and I see it was pointed out to me, I didn't see. Dorset is peeing himself. So I said, well, Dorset, you really need to deal with your health. And look, I have this doctor. And he said, okay, Stan, whatever you say. So I called the doctor. And this doctor immediately said, I wasn't there. He called me. And he said, Mr. Charles, look at this. He says, reading, I think it was 366, something like that. It's elevated. The doctor said you have to be taken to the hospital straight away. I'm saying, well, look, can we do it in a day? I mean, so kind of panic. He says, no, we're taking to the hospital now. So I said, doctor said, yes. He knows the reading because he said, okay, well, we need to get you to the hospital. And so from there on, it's all the escalation. I understand I had a driver and all sorts of things, and 3 of us went to the bank. I said, I've never been anywhere near the bank. What are you talking about? And the doctor wasn't even there. Because the doctor made his recommendation and he left. He said, get him to the hospital. So we got to the hospital, and, me rather being silly, he said the hospital, the doctor said the hospital, so I took him to the hospital. They said, no, you have to take him to casualty. And then orderly, as they call him, then put Dorset in a wheelchair and push Dorset back up to the casualty. And so I'm walking behind. All this time I'm behind. I'm not anywhere near. I knocked on the door as usual in casualty. They had some emergency, so nobody's coming out for ages. Eventually, a nurse came out. I gave her the note that the doctor gave me. And she says, okay, just hang on a bit. We have this thing and we'll deal with it. And then the nurse came out and took Dorset in, and she wanted me to go in. So I went inside and they did whatever they had to do. And I said to her, look, I've been to casualty. I know how this looks. I'm not going to stand up here all day. So can I go and come back? She says, no, well, you need to talk to the doctor. You need to understand what's going on. I say, oh, okay. I'll hang on. The doctor is hearing all this, and I said, doctor, okay, I'm going to stand by until they take you in. So I'm there, and which it turns out I didn't know, a nephew of his, but I say a member of his family turned up. And they want to, as it were, interrogate me. I said, well, I'm not having any of that. So I said, Dorset, and I know we're on the radio, so I say what I say with respect. I said, Dorset, when you and your family sort your shit out, call me. And I left. And that's where my hospital thing ended. I left. And the next morning, I went to pay the check.
And did you pay the check?
Well, the government, they held on to it for the longest while, doing all their searches and whatever. I went away. And then I came back and they said to me, look, Mr. Charles, Dorset doesn't owe the government of Grenada any money. We have to give you back the check. I said, huh? I said, he doesn't owe us any money. We have to give you back the check. I said, well, thank you very much. And I take the check and go. I called Dorset, phone ringing. The next day I called and he answered. I said, Dorset, I went to pay the government. The government said you don't owe them any money. He says, I know. I say, okay, I'll speak to you tomorrow because, you're not songing yourself. I left. And that even at the same day, I had sent him some water. I'd sent him some water because he was in such a state. Since the night, they said the water was supposed to be delivered to the hospital, but he didn't stay in the hospital. So the whole thing is just confusion. And I know Dorset it's not Dorset speaking. It's the family.
So if he knew that he did not owe the government, why then did he give you a cashier's check for $10,000? That doesn't make sense, does it?
Well, he doesn't know. He's just saying that. He doesn't know. Here you have a lawyer's letter saying you owe the government $10,000, and if you don't pay, you really have to vacate the premises.
Final question for you, Stanley. This property that you're speaking about it with Dorset, is that the same property that has always been in and out of court for over the past 20-something years?
That is the property.
So what is the final judgment in relation to that property? Do you know?
No, what I know is that the government has agreed to pay him $2 million to resolve the issue. And again, part of the things that I had discussed with Dorset, I said, Dorset, if I'm going to help you through this, you can't block the access. Give the government the access. He say, okay, Stanley, okay. So as far as I'm concerned, I was merely doing the things he asked me to do. And yes, I wanted actively to see that the government have access. Maybe I went too far in saying, look, you must give them access. Let's get that over and done with. And then you resume your normal life. But I didn't see it as an issue that he should continue blocking access.
So am I to believe at this time, Stanley, that the $2 million that you speak about is payment for the property?
No, the payment for the damage that was caused to his property, and this is ages ago. But the thing is a bit complex because Of this 2 million, Andre, don't you get 60,000 up? Let's say up until the end of the year, but it's like so we got April, June, October, and December. He gets 60,000 after the lawyer has taken his 20% commission, which isn't wrong. He gets 20%, and in January of next year it drops to 2,000. 20,000. He gets 20,000. So when I saw that, I said, well, Dorset, this is a bad deal. This doesn't make sense. I said, they haven't done you any favors. I said, look, the lawyer is getting 20% from $60,000. I said, you getting 48 if you get that. And I said, this 20%. Do you understand what's going on? He said, well, Stanley, read it for me. So I read it and I explained to him. I said, nobody have done you a favor here. You have a bad deal. And of course, as everybody knows, Anselm is a friend of mine. And I confronted Anselm. I said, but Anselm, how could you have signed off on this? You haven't done Dorset any favors. So I got cussed up. So Anselm don't bother me anymore. I got cussed up because he says to me, it's unethical to me. How can you go and talk to my client? So everything is in the air. But I want to say, Andre, because you said last question, I want to say this, and I think this is important. I can't tell the police what to do, but the police have to be concerned that if somebody is in their custody or they're investigating somebody, there was an issue of a young woman who works for radio, and she was alleged to have perpetrated some kind of violence against the property, in this case, the car. And this woman was elevated to the news and what the police had to say, and the police was investigating. How does this leakage occur? The police need to investigate that. And then there was another one, a woman who's supposedly in the mental home, or certainly under the care of the mental authority in this country, pregnant, allegedly pregnant. It turns out that these never happened. But the source is the police, and you have to say, well, the police need to investigate themselves. How could this happen? That a crime, a phantom crime that never occurred, the police is the source ahead of any factual evidence. So here I am, I'm also a victim of that, where how did this occur? The police need to investigate these things, that when people are in their custody, charge or not, how does it make itself get into the news? Because there's nobody else who could give them this kind of information. And I think the police have to look at that, especially since, I am not going to be backing away and afraid to talk about it. I will talk about it and saying, well, look, you're stitching me up even before I go to court. So you are just as bad as the entity, and you need to put these things straight.
Stanley, somebody just sent me a question here. Can I give you those, although I said final question?
Well, up to you. Fire. You are the man in control, Andre.
Okay. So here's this. The person is saying here, so why did the lawyer say that Dorset owed the government?
But look, if you hang on a bit, then it will make sense. Okay, here we are. So this is the lawyer. This is the letter coming. It's the letter to Dorset Charles, written on the 12th of April. And this is what the letter says. We are pleased to advise you that the 30th of March 2021, by a consent order executed by the parties, the government of Grenada has agreed to pay to you the sum of 2 million blah 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 as settlement of the above mentioned claim, inclusive of interest and costs. Furthermore, a payment schedule is agreed upon, and we outline for you information, the schedule herein. This phony talk. First payment, 60,000 by the 8th of April 2021. Second payment, 60,000, 3rd of June 2020, 30th of June 2021. Third payment, 60,000, 31st of October 2021. Fourth payment of 60,000 by the 31st of December 2021. So that, I hope, is clarity. A little bit more. As of the 31st, this is your question coming up soon. As of the 31st of January 2022, monthly payment will be made to you in the sum of $25,000 until the judgment debt of $2 million blah 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 has been liquidated. We must also point out to you that if you do not vacate the property as of the 30th of April 2021, you are liable to pay annual sum of $10,000 for the use of the premises. Now, I did not write that. This is by the letter. This is it. And it then goes on to say, because you asked me, somebody else will say, why doesn't he read the whole letter? As per our agreement with you, entered in November 2018 in respect to the legal fees, 20% of the judgment sum will be deducted from each payment that you receive from the defendant commencing with the first payment of 60,000. So there is a lawyer saying that, I am to get 20% until this matter is over. So there's no question about this. The issue that the questioner is pointing out. How this ends up in the letter, I don't know. But it says clearly, we also point out that if you do not vacate the property as of the 30th of April 2021, you are liable to pay the sum of $10,000. So that's how the cashier's check comes in. Because it was a matter of, let's pay the government quickly so they can't move against you, Dorset.
So then Dorset doesn't own the property again, Stanley?
Well, he never owned it. He never owned it. He never owned it. He had a 99-year lease or something like that. He never owned it. It's not his. It belongs to the state, the state of Grenada.
Okay.
And I don't think there's any question about that. The question was that the government infringed on him, and the court agreed that, look, you damaged the man's property, you have to pay for it. But he doesn't own it. And as I said, when I started to help Dorset, I said, Dorset, you have to be reasonable. I'm not going to help you unless you agree to give the government access. Let the government have access. And he agreed. And anybody who's seen Dorset, I understand he is shaven now. Dorset was very, very frail. And I was concerned about his health, and I kept saying, Dorset, we need to deal with your health. You need to deal with your health. Well, eventually, that was done. But as I said, there's all sorts of confusion, and everything is focused on me. Because, I am supposed to be so smart that I could cash a cashier's check, and I went to bank. I never been anywhere near bank.
Okay, Stanley, so tell me, who's out to get you?
Me, I have no idea. Maybe just him.
Come on. I'm your brother. Tell me.
No. Well, okay. Here, you just said something. One of the I say it with respect. One of the so-called investigators said, "Oh, Mr. Charles, you've done so much for the man. You've done so much for the man, and everybody gets they share the money. You don't get any. So you just take some. I mean, what's wrong with that?"
Oh, shit.
Stanley Charles, and where is the check now?
Well, I gave the check to the police.
The police have the check now?
Yes.
And where is the 28,000, the 14,000, and then the 4,000? Where's that?
Well, I hope they find it and give it to me. It'd be nice.
Stanley,
yeah?
This is it now. Finally. What say you in relation to this case and how it was handled by the media? What do you say to media practitioners in relation to that?
Well, my natural instinct, Andre, remember, I was kind of I wasn't locked up, and I don't want to give the bad impression. I was not locked. I was not put in the cell. I was allowed to sit on a kind of bench thing. I'm not complaining, because I was grateful for that. They could have locked me up if they wanted, and I said, well, why lock me up? I never done anything wrong. So I don't want to be seen to be attacking the media unnecessarily, because sometimes people are not trained in Grenada, and they don't know what they're doing is wrong. However, there are people called editors or producers or whatever who is responsible. They have the overall responsibility, and they're responsible. The media needs to understand. And again, I was warned by a friend who advised me legally. He says, "Look, Danny, don't pressurize them too much. They made a mistake. You know that they ought to have known better. You don't need to go for them. They ought to know. How can you go and interview anybody about something that is active in terms of the law and is going through the court? You can't do that. As I said, your future is up for grabs because you wouldn't be employed. You'd be sacked. The company, you put them at major risk. They're going to have to pay up some money or whatever. They have to do a deal. In a country like Grenada, you do a deal. This cannot be done. The media people need to really stop and think and understand what they're doing. Again, in other countries, we haven't got the money, so this isn't available. The newsroom have access to the lawyers. So even when they write the story, they read it down the line to the lawyer, and the lawyer would say, no, you can't do that. This is an allegation. You can't put it. Cut it out. You can't put that in. So I don't suppose they get any of this advice. They just have a story that they want to run with and be ahead of everybody else. Because they never name me, as far as I understand. Doesn't name me, but they are implying. Because the first call I got was a lady I know very well, and she's concerned. "Oh, Mr. Stanley." I said, "Well, how you know it's me?" She said, "Well, they say it's you."
Stanley, goodbye, take care, and keep me informed.
I'll do my best.
If you're going to go to jail, let me know, yeah?
I will indeed. I'll need mangoes and fruits.
That's what I'm saying to you.
Yes. Thank you very much.
All right then, bye-bye. Great. Okay, all right. It's real, it's 91.9.
Public perception could either make you or break you. Public perception could either make you or break you. And what is interesting, after Mr. Dorset Charles waited so long for the money, now we expect him to enjoy that money. And a friend recently told me he went to look for Dorset Charles. And he said, "Kibi, when you look at him, you can't believe money will be just useless to him."
It's unfortunate.
He said, as you reach, you smell in urine. As you reach in front of the door. A friend just went and looked for Dorset Charles. And he said, as you reach in front of the door, you smell in urine. So that $2 million that...
It's not going to do.
It don't mean nothing to the man.
So unfortunate.
Yes, he can't. Somebody else will enjoy it, and they might be fight over it anyway.
That's not good.
That's not good. Not good at all. All this noise.
Unfortunate. Guys, it has been a rather interesting afternoon, ain't it? 10 minutes now to the 4 o'clock hour. What are you thinking about? You smiling, KB. What's going on?
We had a good evening. Very informative. And it seems as though the program went on so nice, very pleasant. Andrew Donald was very pleasant. Not a humor, smiling all the time.
Because I'm going to file a lawsuit.
Oh, you want Batty's money?
No.
The man just opened a little bakery in Grenville.
Well, yeah. Me and my family eating bread for the rest of your life.
Oh, pardon the man.
I'm saying to you, he can get in contact with me before I reach out to a lawyer. If he doesn't, then he's given me free rein to go ahead.
What do you expect him to say to you?
Andre, I apologize. I said that out of ignorance. I'm sorry.
Remember the colors of in Munich,
Yeah.
You see, he had the tape for the briefcase.
You always saying thing, and nobody didn't lock him up for that.
Which of the no tape?
No tape. No tape at all.
Had Dr. Mitchell up a gum tree, man.
Yeah.
We had the tape. Man ride donkey to go in Munich.
Yeah, everybody. Man live from Carrickon, come down in boat. Where that bad?
Was I said Sunday evening?
Yeah.
You went up there?
No,
Yeah, he went.
Messi went.
Messi went.
You went up there to hear the tape.
Of course he went up there.
What, Michael is my friend.
That's why he went.
He's my good friend. And anything as a friend you have to him.
Yeah. He's my good friend. I will always say a word for him. But Michael, you just have to be a little more careful. You understand? And do your research. Make sure what you say is the truth. So whenever you speak, people will believe in you. They have to go and double check. You know, check you again to find out if you're telling a lie. So I don't know how we missed that one, but Michael, just be careful. Because people, the little money you have in the bank, some people watching it, so be careful what you say. Next thing, they close down your little bakery, you just open in Grenville. Oh Lord, I tell you, I watch and Messi calling all the patriotic Grenadians again. Do what you have to do. Still maintain your social distance. Still wear your mask. And if you feel comfortable, I will advise you to take the vaccine. I'm not insisting. Take it. Protect yourself. Protect your family.
Why you talk to him?
He's a big man. He's no bigger than all man, but he's a big man. And
Talk to him.
He will do what is best. He has good judgment. He will do what is best.
Maybe one thing I know, I'm his friend, a good friend too.
Yeah, man.
Understand?
You don't want to poison me.
Understand? And you know what is good judgment, eh?
Yeah, good judgment. Yeah.
Talk to him.
Messi will take his
judgment.
And this week I'm going to take my time.
As a matter of fact, he's supposed to start to take again.
Messi
So everybody take it.
Don't take more than 2, you know.
Don't
take more than 2.
Man, big.
Don't take more than 2. They tell you 2, don't take more than 2. Don't let them profile you and feel your size because of your size.
Of course. You have to take vaccine for 4 people.
Take about 2 or 3.
Then
you take 2.
And not my friend.
2. And we want you alive because...
No, you want Andrew. I have a lot of duties to perform.
You want all of us. You know what is nice? Is when we're giving this Prime Minister one of the best send-off this election.
15.
We want to give him, honestly, give him the best send-off.
15.
And say, Dr. Mitchell, thank you. You have done a great job.
You have performed.
Perform with distinction. You look for the poor. You look for the vulnerable. You look for everybody. And the people perceive your fear in your action. You make mistake, but they cannot say you didn't perform, doctor. Like everybody else. And we know you're not perfect, the NNP not perfect, but we perform with distinction. That is why we qualify for another
5 years.
Another 5 years.
I have to go and check Doc. Find out if I can make a little thing for St. Patrick's.
Yes?
One of them?
Which doc?
Dr. Mitchell.
What do you want to run?
GLP?
GLP? They don't get enough the ground. Why I'm chatting? Why they staying on the chair and stuff?
So what are you saying? That I can't win it for
No,
GLP?
you're not getting vote on Jim and Bobby Show making voting for GLP. Yeah, people wasting time with that. This brand is brand damage.
You wouldn't support me?
No. This brand?
The brand, no man. GLP brand is a damaged brand. And this man is right. Let me tell you something about Patrick and Prime. He don't have to get plenty votes, you know. He only have to get about 2,000 NDC vote. And it will make impossible.
Someone just tell me you're getting $6,000 on government.
Is that it?
And that KB knows it's true. I gain 6,000. Francis, careful with what you put in there. Lawsuit flying left, right, and center. Careful, Francis. 4420175. You can call that number. You're calling the wrong number. All right, Francis. You know the little Peter and cigarette in there as an ex-police door and nothing in it. Don't try to think the next thing and decide thinking.
Yeah, what I was saying, Messi, is that Patrick Antoine don't have to get more vote than NDC. As long as he take away about 2,000 votes from NDC, that makes sure NDC cannot win an election without him. They must come and bargain with him. And he will have that bargaining power. And therefore, all he wants to be relevant and important. And when NDC realize they cannot go into an election without Patrick Antoine, then they have to bargain with him.
Okay.
Okay.
No, you can't go yet. Somebody's saying what? Okay. I'm trying to find out. Somebody's just making monkey chick about they running to for St. David's. Couldn't be bothered with that.
Boy, it's good. Look at the anti-vote. I don't know. Dennis Charles running for GLP, boy.
That's not Renge.
Yeah.
I thought it was,
Yes, all them go McDonald College,
Yeah.
Dennis go, Gemma go, Eric went. All them went McDonald College.
What? Somebody say Andre come back to NDC where you once belonged.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, somebody saying
You don't see that as an insult?
No. It means I'm needed.
Yes.
You understand?
Somebody calling for you.
Yeah.
Oh, they want to help them see trouble anyway.
I'm needed.
Special brand.
Okay. Here's something that is in the Supreme Court of we have enough time just to read it quickly. In the Supreme Court of Grenada and the West Indies Associated States and the High Court of Justice Civil, claim number RUD between Dorset Charles and the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Finance, that's the defendants. The appearance for Dorset is Ansem Clouden, and for the defendants is Adebayo Olowu. That's June 26, 2020. Judgment. On this application, the defendant has asked the court to set aside its order granting permission to the claimant, Dorset, The defendant wishes the court to set aside the order granting permission because Mr. Dorset requests permission, whoa, background, a lot of things to read. It's like a 14-page judgment. Anyway, yeah, it's in a court of law, so I could go and get it. Those who want it, call me tomorrow. I'll send it for y'all. Goodbye. God bless you. Take care. So there was a judgment,
yes.
as we've seen there. And Alison Brown, good afternoon, and thanks for checking in.
Last question. What access Mr. Dorset has give to the government? Access to what? The beach?
Yeah, because of how he had his place, I think he had
seal off.
How he had it here, so he probably had to give them access to the beach.
He had to seal it off.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Let me just double check this again. Where is it? And the Lord said, "Let there be light." Let me just look quickly at this, KB, and see if I can. Wow.
Well, how do you understand you talking about this access?
I'm just trying to make sure.
If he did not give access to the beach, how come nobody don't demonstrate for access to the beach?
Oh my God. Did you say that? That's a nice one, Everybody want to kill Suarez down by Cameron Park because they want access. Dorset block.
And you don't asking for access?
And they don't asking for. Lord have mercy, Mary and Joseph. Gentlemen, good afternoon. Have a wonderful one.
Thank you. God will bless you.